This is Barry again with Rockwood Tiny House Designs, and this is second lesson or second part of just using SketchUp, how I use SketchUp, and trying to show you an easy way that you can make your own models. So right now we're trying to determine the level of the second or the height of the second level floor. So what we're going to do here is we've determined where the lower level is. We determined where the ceiling and the bottom or the base of the bed, where the bed will lay on top of this level here over by the kitchen. So now we just want to figure out where that second level floor is going to be so we can put the stairs in and determine if we need steps to the bed or not. The lower the trailer, the higher the stairs, the less steps you need to your bed. So let's we're just panning up a little bit. Going to go ahead and we'll make another little uh, square here at the base of this, and there we go. And we'll raise this one up to 13.5 feet. Oops, I did it again. Okay, 13.5 feet, not inches. There we go. So that would be the top of the roof, where the roof would end up being. So we'll go ahead, just raise that wall up. And that's the top of the roof. So now the interior, the ceiling, would be 5 inches down. So again, we're going to put comma 5 and put that on there, and also use the push-pull tool, raise this out so we can have something to measure off of. That's a little bit easier than just the lines. So let's put a line here, just so that we'll realize we do have the two levels. A lot of times I'll use a rectangle too, because you never can trust those lines that they're going to be perpendicular. So we'll raise this back part to be the height of the. Oh, let me rethink this here. Let's lower this to the ceiling level. So now we'll be able to go from this level here, from underneath where the ceiling is. We'll just go down and we'll measure 6.5 feet. Yeah, probably didn't. Let me go back and put the comma in, comma 6.5. I may have to do this again. Feet. Yeah, there we go. Try again. So it's 6.5 is the first number. I didn't look over here. So if you notice in the dimensions here, measurement that I'm looking for is the first. So we'll go 6.5 feet, comma, and there we go. This is the base for the where the second level floor will be. So we'll do a rectangle R for rectangle again. And then this is the second number, so comma 5. So there's the second level. Just to make sure, let's use a line here, measure up to here. Look down here at the corner, and we find that we're at 6.5 feet. So that's where we want to be. So that's where we will raise the second level, where the floor will be for the bedroom. And if we go over here, I think we're actually going to be pretty good. This is once we add, that's like 28 inches plus cushion or the the actual bed mattress. It's like 5 or 6 inches. So we're good. We'll be right around 30, 32 inches, which means we won't need a step to have access to the bed. So that's good. Let's back off a little bit and see if we can use one of these. One thing to get out of the line, you can always go to space. That's a neutral uh, setting, so you're not going to be messing with or having lines or end up making a mess somewhere in your model. All right, we'll orbit here. We'll pull this out. This will be the stairs coming out here. So we need to determine what sort of height we're going to have for those. We'll uh, use the line tool over here, push L. Let's get out of this in a second. And redo that. Make sure I didn't do anything. So now we'll go to line and we'll divide this up. Let's see, it's not there. Okay. There we go, divide. So we'll make this 10, that's close to 11 inches. That's probably pretty good. It's a little high, but if we have too many stairs, we're going to be going out into the kitchen floor. What we'll do as well, measure this. This is 32. Yes, it is. So we'll start in the opposite corner with a rectangle and measure over to the marks from on that line so that we get our steps. And maybe we'll have to raise them out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. How far would that come out? Rectangle. If we make those 4, if we bring that out 32, that's 8, right? So we'll go 32, comma, see if that works. And so each of these should, let's see, we'll bring this out to that line. Eventually, there we are. We'll bring this one out there as well, and then we'll just push it back 8 inches if we can. Well, we'll just have to do some math here. Okay, so we'll go 4.5 back. That should be 8 inches. Let's check and see. Yes, it's 8 inches. And we'll continue. Go back to the push-pull P. Bring that out to that edge, and then push it back 8. And here, bring this out to that edge, push it back 8. And there we have 8 inches. Again, we'll double check. 8 inches. We'll check all these again. 8 inches. 8 inches. Yep. Just checking down in the corner to make sure. And 8 inches. Alright, now we'll just add the front part of the steps here. It's giving me some difficulty. We'll start from here and go across. And we'll just make like a little bull nose or something on the edge at 1 inch. So we'll go comma, 1, and there we go. Now we're going to do something a little bit. Use that select tool. This can be, you just have to make sure you're not grabbing other things when you're selecting things that you want to copy and use. Hopefully we'll just have that part we can just kind of spin around, make sure we don't see any blue highlighted anywhere else. So now that we have this copy, I'm going to show you a way that you can use the move tool and make copies. So you hit M for move, and then you hit the control, and that will make copies for you. We'll zoom in a little bit. So what we're going to do is just pull this down to each step. So hit control again, we'll move that down to the next one, and then Control again, bring that down to the next one, and then the final one, Control, and bring that on down. I can deal with the kitchen later. And then what we'll do, so we have a little bit more surface area to step on, we can push this in 1.5 inches. And so we got the push-pull tool P, push that in 1.5. And then usually after you do that, you can just double click where you want to, if you're repeating that action, just double click and usually it will copy that action. All right, so maybe we should add a texture here so it can look more like a floor and it can start looking more like a house. So I already have some things up here. We'll just use this for the floor. And I probably should have, maybe that would be easier. Let's just undo these. Remember Control Z, and we'll just bring those back out so that we can paint all the surfaces. Add the texture to all these, because if we don't, there'll be spots that are unseen that that aren't painted. So just make sure we get everything, all the texture on all the surfaces. I probably should have even added the texture before I added that bull nose to it. Okay, back off, and now we can repeat. We'll push these in 1.5 inches. Just enter that in, punch that in, and we're using the push-pull tool P, and we'll go ahead and just add that texture to the bedroom floor. All right, well, making some progress here. And we'll see, let's see, I go up to this and see if we can, where we can work on next. One thing I probably should do is add the outside wall on the front. I don't know that we'll have time to do all this because it gets a little, I usually add an angle. It just will add space to the bedroom or to the bathroom by doing so. We'll bring the wall. Okay, let's just go ahead, go from the ceiling here down. It looks like it might be a little tight in there, so we might. Let's. I actually was experimenting with some things earlier, and I was thinking I could just kind of maybe bring part of the kitchen in here. Uh, so just doing a rectangle, going to come in 6 inches from cabinets, so that would be 30 inches, so comma 30. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this wall in and add some space to the bathroom where we can put a shower. So we can go ahead, let's pull this over 6 inches, maybe even a foot. Maybe add a foot, see how that works. And then on this other side, we'll just go over to the bathroom side, and we need that. Actually, I might need a little bit more over here. So we have, let's just measure that out. Let's say we want probably at least 30 inches. Can we get 30 inches for a shower here? Comma 30. All right. And then we'll add 6 inches here, just on the top. 6. rectangle.